grab a beer, and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy. And once again, I'm joined by Jim.
Hey, buddy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Another wonderful day in paradise.
There you go. It'd be even more wonderful if Mother Nature would decide if it's going to be winter or spring. Yep. I know it's still winter, but the temperatures have been all over the board, it seems like. And
yeah, the temperature has been up and down. You just don't know what's going to be from day to day.
No, exactly. And it just makes it difficult because it looks nice out and you want to do stuff outside, and then you get outside and it's either really cold wind or whatever.
Or I think we recently had some rain.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You don't get rain in the wintertime usually. So.
Usually not. At least it didn't turn into ice.
Yes. But it's like you just don't know. It's like you can't plan for anything.
Exactly.
You got to stay inside and drink craft beer.
Well, you put it that way, I'm glad it's doing what it's doing then.
And we're just the guys to maybe help everybody out there through this difficult time.
Exactly. So this week, we decided to visit Nebraska.
Where?
Nebraska.
Visit Nebraska.
So to speak.
That's a long trip.
So to speak.
Okay. All right. What do you mean?
Because Susie had brought back 6 beers for us from Nebraska.
Nice. All right.
So we're going to crack into those. And this is...
So are you saying we're going to have to get on a road trip to go to Nebraska?
Nope. We're going to do it right from the comfort of the studio here.
Perfect. So, I'm all for that. I was a little worried there when you said, because that's like a day trip.
That's a longer trip. Yeah. So she was down there watching our daughter play basketball and brought back some beers for us. So
how many have you had all these?
There's one brewery in here that we've had one beer from before, but I mean, not these. All these beers, we've never had these. I've never even heard of these beers before.
All right.
And the other 4, we've never had a beer from those other 4 breweries.
Sweet.
Or there's 3 breweries, right? There's 1, 2, 3. We have 4 different breweries. We got 2 beers from 2 breweries and then 1 a piece from 2 others. And they're all across the board. So it's really just kind of...
So the only theme is they're from Nebraska.
They're all from Nebraska.
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think, isn't it?
Well, I think so. It's, again, I kind of enjoy trying beers from other states or areas we've never had from before, just to see how they do stuff. And some of these may not be the greatest ones to try and figure out how they do stuff, because some of them are a little different styles.
How many of these we got some heavy duty barrel aged ones, right in our wheelhouse?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that didn't sound very confident.
It depends on how high you're expecting.
Oh, all
right.
Right.
If you're thinking anywhere from like 4 to 6%, 6.5%, then yep, right in your wheelhouse.
Okay, well, so what we're looking for in these then is probably more flavor.
It's more flavor is what I'm thinking. That's a good way to put it. I think this is going to be, even though we still look for flavor on the barrel-aged beers, these ones are not barrel-aged.
All right.
And it's going to be interesting. That's all I can tell you. So,
all right. Well, should we try one?
Yeah. Well, do we want to go?
If we go in ABV
order, we could do that, I guess, and then that kind of gets rid of one of them. I'm a little concerned about right off the bat. So.
Oh, and you know what the good thing is too?
What's that?
Do you hear that?
You found questions on these places? Or?
Yes, I did. I found all kinds of stuff that's going to keep you educated.
I've got to try and tell you what we're going to use later in the week, I think, or something maybe. I don't know.
All right, so what do you got for first?
The first one that we have is by Zipline Brewing Company, and I'm going to look on the can here to see if it says where. Lincoln, Nebraska.
So when I looked, it actually, I think on the website it had 4 different locations.
Okay.
But it didn't have, like, this is our main place.
Sure.
So I didn't put it down because I wasn't sure, but I'm like, well, it's Nebraska, but there's 4 different spots. So I guess on this can, I'm sure they put on the can where they bought it. So.
Right. So I'm just going to say Lincoln. Perfect. We're going to go with that. This is their spicy pickle. That would be spicy pickle.
Yeah.
When Susie had asked me if I'd ever had it, I said, no, let's try it. It sounds interesting, because we've had other pickle beers. We've had a spicy pickle beer before.
Yes.
And that one is pretty spicy, the one from Distal.
So just FYI, when I looked on Untapped, every picture of this was in a Bloody Mary.
Okay. Because we've talked about that before, where all these pickle beers, I think you have to have them with the Bloody Mary. Unfortunately, we don't have a Bloody Mary with us, so we're just going to...
Right, so I didn't see any pictures of just a glass of beer.
Right.
So I guess we need to strap into this one because this one.
Well, here we go.
All right. And I think the only thing I could find is this one sentence. It said, a delightful combination of dill and tantalizing heat for a flavor explosion. So I think you said 4% ABV, so it's not high, but
it didn't say on the website what kind of pepper or anything, right?
Nothing. Just that one little sentence.
That's all it says on the can too. So I was just looking at that. Very light colored, kind of like a Pilsner color.
I can smell.
You can smell the pickle.
I can smell it.
You can smell the pickle,
and it is very, very light.
Yeah, like I said, like a Pilsner.
Yeah, I mean
that kind of a light see-through color, bubbly.
I think I've actually seen urine that's darker than this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, that's got an aroma.
That's not too bad. I mean, that's
weird.
The pickle is there. I mean, you can taste the pickle, but for a pepper, very like on the back of my throat after you swallow it, you just get just a very faint.
Yeah, is that like a saltiness?
There's a saltiness, like I'm sure
that was like the first thing I tasted.
The dill pickle must be. You definitely get a saltiness from it.
But I think the aroma is a little bit more scary than the bite.
Yeah.
The flavor. I mean,
I'm trying to think of what when you drink, because it's fair amount of carbonation.
Yep.
And when you drink it, when it kind of foams, you get kind of I don't even know how you describe the flavor. It's a different. It's different. I hate to say it almost tastes like Alka-Seltzer. Yeah. When it's when you drink that and it's that really foamy, carbonated stuff. And I don't know, it's not bad. I wouldn't buy a 6-pack and drink a whole 6-pack of it by any means. And now, maybe in a Bloody Mary would be all right, but...
Right, I mean, the way that they lead us to believe by their marketing, I was expecting jalapenos and, like, fire and lightning coming out of it, and it is not that at all. I mean, because I don't really like the spicy pickle stuff. I mean, I don't even like the pickle beers.
Yep.
And the aroma is probably the most pickle smell that I've had out of a pickle beer, but... the flavor is not over the top. So
no, and like
you shouldn't be scared of this one.
No, like you said, I was expecting it to be hotter, pepper wise.
Yes,
because the one we had, that other spicy pickle we had was by Distal, and that one was spicy.
Yes. And
it was like, wow, and this is not anything like that.
So what are you thinking?
Again, it's you can't rate a pickle beer real high. I'm gonna go at 2.3. I don't think it's bad. I think the pickle wise, it's not over the top like some of them we've had.
Right.
And then the pepper, it's not over the top. But I couldn't just sit and just drink a pickle beer.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
In a Bloody Mary, this would probably be fairly decent, but I think you almost want something a little spicier. At least I do in a Bloody Mary, to kind of give you a little more of that heat. But, I like it. It's not bad.
And I mean, just to echo, I feel the same way. Like right now, what I'm feeling a little bit, and I think it might be the pepper, like you said, in the back of my throat. Just a little bit of a burn. Nothing that's bad, nothing that's going to make me like go for a glass of water and thing. But that's probably the only thing that I have for a finish is that little bit of burn.
Yep.
Which that's not bad. That really shouldn't scare you. I was going to go at 2.2.
Okay. So we're in the neighborhood.
Right.
Then.
Just a little bit lower. Nothing like, I mean, the aroma is really deceiving.
Yes. It smells very strong pickle smell.
Yes.
But the flavor itself isn't that over the top.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like I said, we've had worse for sure.
Okay.
We've had better, but yeah, it's not bad for a pickle beer.
So I do have a couple questions for you. Are you ready?
Sure.
Did that wet your whistle to get you?
Got my thinking gears going, possibly.
All right. Well, so since some of these questions are maybe more geared towards like the state itself.
Okay.
Because when I had the crack research team looking for info.
Yeah.
It looked like their craft beer is made pretty much the same way as every other state.
Sure.
Nothing unique about Nebraska. So, with that said, what is the capital of Nebraska?
Lincoln, isn't it?
All right. Is that the largest city in Nebraska?
There'll be a twist there. Because one of two things is going to happen. I'm either going to overthink it or it's not. So I'm going to say, no, it's not.
And what is the largest city in Nebraska?
Man. I am drawing a blank.
And once I tell you, you'll be like,
I'm going to be, oh yeah, I know I'm going to be kicking I don't know, what is it?
Omaha.
Oh, man.
See, these aren't hard questions.
I should have had that.
Right, so that was the easy one. So
yeah, I got half of it.
Yeah, minus 500.
So if I'd have got it right, I'd have had 0.
Right.
Dang it, Omaha. I should have known that.
So here's another one, because I know that you are very interested in politics.
Okay.
So, but I'm going to try to keep this like a generic politics question.
Okay.
So, did you know, let's see if I can phrase this as a question, that Nebraska is the only state that does this for their elections?
I think I know what you're talking about.
What's that called?
I don't know the name of it, but it's where they can have, you can win, like, I don't want to say a district or because you can, usually it'll be like Nebraska 1, Nebraska 2, where both candidates could actually end up.
So you're actually answering the second question was dealing with the Electoral College.
Oh.
So the Electoral College is not a winner take all.
Right.
It's based on districts.
Okay. So, but you want to know just the election itself.
Right. The political party stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's called unicameral.
Oh, okay.
Which means you don't have to be affiliated with any political party to get elected.
Okay. And
it's the only state in the nation that does that.
Really? I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
I was thinking you were talking about like the Electoral College.
Right. So that was another thing too. They're the only state that does not assign all their votes as a state.
Yep. It's not a winner take all situation. And it's always been that way for a while. And it's always weird because it's like, oh, this person could win this one and then the other person wins the other one. You know what I mean? And or you've seen it where one person won them both. But it is different to see that. So that's pretty wild.
Right. So let's we have another beer. I'll save some other good questions for you.
Yeah, I want to get that pickle out of my mouth. So the next one we've got here is a 4.7% ABV, 20 IBUs, and this is Brunette Nut Brown. And this is by Nebraska Brewing Company out of La Vista, Nebraska.
I do not know where La Vista is.
I do not know that either. Oh, yeah, okay. So on the can, it has our version of the classic English-style brown ale exudes rich aromatics from the beautifully blended malts and brings to mind nut-like and toasted bread aspects in this excellent seasonal ale. Embrace the flavor.
Yeah, and the only other thing I could find is said coffee, toffee, caramel tend to come to mind when this excellent Saison ale.
You mean session ale?
Oh, it's not a Saison?
No, Saison is a different type. This session means it's lower ABV.
Oh, for this session, let's keep it low then.
Well, yeah, it looks like a nut brown, kind of that tannish color.
Yeah, it's definitely got a little more color.
A little more color than the
first
the
one.
pickle one. And now the can, of course, has a lovely brunette and like a little kind of some kind of dress on there.
And it's all in a brownish...
Yeah, like a light tan...
color scheme.
I guess you could say that. Yeah, dark cream maybe. I don't know.
The smell isn't too bad.
It's not too bad.
No, it's not going to scare you away.
No. And I know we've talked about it in the past before where a lot of brown ales don't have a whole lot of flavor. Right. I mean... Not a lot that stands out. And I think this is kind of there as well, but you do get a little bit of that kind of a nutty type flavor, more kind of a roasted malt,
It's really, especially when they said there's going to be coffee, toffee, and caramel.
Yeah, I'm not getting that.
I'm not getting that. And then what kind of nut do they use?
Brown.
Brown nut? That narrows it down.
Yeah. They're kind of, I'm not going to say it's nondescript, but it's like a tick above nondescript.
Yeah. Could you drink this if this was ice cold on a hot day? You probably could. Drink a can, but I don't know if you can do more than one.
No, you'd want it to be ice cold as well, you know.
And this is low ABV at 4.7. Mm-hmm. 20 IBUs, I think that's like 20 times too high.
Yeah. There's not.
I don't have any hop bitterness. It's not bad, but it's just, there's not much flavor there.
Right. Correct. I agree with you. Very faint. Like I said, I always hate to say something's really nondescript, but and this isn't nondescript, but like I said, it's just one
about
step.
But one hair above.
Yeah. Cause it's just not, and I don't think it's this one in particular. Cause like I said, a lot of the brown ales are like that.
Right.
Unless you put something else in it. But I could drink a can of it more so than I could that pickle one.
Right. But I think for me, unfortunately, I'm actually going to rate this a little bit higher, or a little bit lower, because the first one did have flavor.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
This one, you got to really search to get some flavor.
Right.
I'm actually going to go one tick below the spicy pickle. Okay. I'm going to go with 2.1 on 2.1.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think we pretty much summed everything up. I'm going to go with 2.1 as well. Just because there's just not a lot there. I think it'd be an easy drinking one.
Yes.
But you're going to be like, once you get done, I think you'd be like, okay, what was it I was supposed to taste?
Yeah. What am I missing? What did I forget?
Yeah, I agree. So I think that one is where it's at. Yeah.
So,
Oh boy.
I guess maybe this is just like another point to ponder, because I don't know if, out in the interwebs, if there's anybody that's collating a lot of information. So when a brewery makes a comment, we're the first to do this. I don't know if I could confirm it. I don't know if you can confirm it.
Yeah, right.
So one of the things I found, I'm sure we could be corrected, but the place that we just had,
The Nebraska
Brewing Company, they said, and this is their comment, that they're the first brewery in the United States to barrel age a craft beer in a wine barrel.
Okay. Huh.
I don't.
Yeah.
I could be.
It could be. Yeah.
But I don't even know if they could. Could anybody just count?
Right. Right. Yeah, that's a good question, because who knows? I mean, I think it'd be easier to say we're the first in Nebraska,
right,
or the first in our town,
right. Then you can claim it, but
right. But to say the first anywhere, that's a bold statement.
And it's in the middle of the United States where there's not a lot of wine country.
Yeah, right. I would have thought maybe something out west or whatever. Huh.
So I'm not even going to make that a question for you, because I can't confirm that.
Right.
It seemed like,
if it
interesting.
Is, yeah. If they are, that's an interesting factoid.
Right. Maybe they would send us something or let us know, because we didn't find that beer.
Right. Yeah, we did not find that one.
The wine cask one. So that would have been actually good.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Speaking of, I think we may have asked this question before.
Okay.
But while you get the next one ready, do you know what is the thirstiest country in the world?
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Germany.
So close. You were so close.
What was it?
The Czech Republic.
Oh.
So
the other style that we...
Right. So the key part to the way I phrased it was China drinks more craft beer because they have a larger population.
Right. Yep.
But the Czech Republic, based on...
So like per capita you're talking?
Yes.
Okay.
They average 418 12-ounce bottles per person per year.
418?
Yes.
Well, those are just amateurs.
See, I did ask you the question about how many.
Yeah.
See, that would have been...
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
So here's... see if you get this one right.
All right.
How many consecutive years have they been number one?
Probably a lot.
Yes, it is.
But how do we say... I'm going to say 25 years.
Oh, 26.
Oh, that was a 100% guess.
You were close.
Wow, 26 straight years. They're the drinkingest country, huh?
Right. So it's
per capita.
So Czech Republic is a birthplace of Pilsner.
Yep.
But also there, beer costs less than bottled water.
Really?
So that's why
now it makes sense.
Yes. So
see,
I didn't know if you knew those little pieces of info.
That is cool. Again, educate while we entertain.
I mean, we're trying. We may not be the best at it, but
beer is cheaper than bottled water. That is amazing. Well, hey,
I got the crack research team is digging up every little factoid they can find.
Priorities, man.
Yes. So what is next on tap?
Well, the next one is by a brewery that we have had one beer from before.
Okay, one beer.
And this is...
Do you remember how that one tasted? I can either confirm nor deny.
I can neither confirm nor deny, because I can't remember for sure. It was around Christmas time. I remember it was one of the Christmas beers.
So did it really stick out in your mind, or was it just like...
What stood out in my mind was, at first I thought the name of this brewery was Kinkaider, but it's Kinkaider.
Oh, there you go.
So I do apologize.
Play on words there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the way it was written, I was like, oh, that's kind of weird.
Nice.
Now,
what do we got?
This one here is their Devil's Gap Jalapeno Ale.
Nice. Okay.
And this is a 5% ABV and 10 IBUs.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if on the can, if it says where they're out of.
I think this is another one where it had multiple locations. But
okay.
It didn't have, definitely in the state of Nebraska, just not sure which brewery was making it.
Okay. Now, I will say the artwork is pretty cool. Yes. It's like a cowboy-looking guy with a sheriff's badge on, but of course the guy's a skeleton.
Yes.
And fire and such around it. So this should be an interesting... were you able to dig up some...
So I got a little bit on it.
Okay, why don't you read that?
All right. One of the things I did find was apparently for the Kinkaider Brewery, this is like their number one seller.
Really?
So
that is kind of wild. Who would have thought that a pepper beer would be somebody's number one?
Right, because so they've had a couple of different variants of this.
Yep.
So it says our best-selling Jalapeno Ale.
Okay.
gives you an intense jalapeno flavor with a slightly heated finish and aroma. The perfection in this beer will please both heat seekers and flavor chasers. It's the beer that truly has something for everyone to enjoy. So then once we take a drink, the next part is actually about the guy in the can.
Oh, yeah. Now, I can smell the jalapeno for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a strong jalapeno aroma.
Yes, right?
Right from the get-go, you get it.
Without even taking a little sip.
That's not bad.
No, I mean, the flavors, the jalapeno, just kind of fills your mouth with the jalapeno flavor.
You get that flavor, but the heat... When they talked about the heat, I was expecting more.
Right.
This has really good pepper flavor.
Yes, I mean,
I think
it almost tastes just like if you're cutting up peppers that you're going to put in a meal.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what the aroma smell. Like a fresh pepper.
Right? Yeah.
But not over the top power or intensity.
This. Now, remember the Central Waters one we had? That was habanero.
Oh, yeah.
But still, that was
smoking
hot.
Yeah.
This one reminds me, one of one of Susie's nephews, he had brought back a beer from, I think it was the Dells area. He may have got it in the Dells. It was from Wisconsin, but it was a pepper, like a jalapeno ale. And it reminds me of this, where it was a really good flavor of the pepper and not a whole lot of heat. So that was pretty impressive. And yeah, this is not bad.
And I mean, the finish, there is a little bit of heat on the finish.
A little bit, not terrible.
Not bad. I mean, it quickly goes away.
A little bit more than the spicy pickle.
Right.
But not
bad.
It lingers just briefly and then it's gone.
Yeah, this is definitely not bad.
This is better than I thought. I was expecting it to be.
I thought I might have to get an ice cube to sit on or something.
Right.
But this is not bad at all. This is
No, I think it's pretty decent.
I mean, you shouldn't be scared away by the way that it's labeled. Devil's Gap. Jalapeno ale.
Well, and like you said, what you read, it was like, oh, it's heat seekers. And I thought, but this is good. I like it.
So what are you thinking on the score?
I think I'm going to go like a 2.7.
Wow.
Because I think...
You're going to jump it right up.
Yeah, I think I like this because I like the flavor of the pepper. You do have a little bit of burn, but it's not... You can stand it. You know what I mean? It's not going to make it to where your taste buds are burned up.
Right.
You know?
But the flavor's the right way.
The flavor is really good. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I would have to say this is one of the better jalapeno beers I think that I've had personally because it's not over the top. Mm-hmm. They're not trying to burn my lips off my face. Right. They're just trying to give me a good flavor.
Yep.
So I really appreciate that because, I mean, once, like that Central Waters, once the scale kind of tips where it's super hot, then it's like, do you really want to drink more of it?
Right.
Because then you're like, well, if I take another drink, it's not going to cool my mouth. It's going to make it even hotter. Where this doesn't have that same, I mean, the flavor is just good all the time.
Yep.
So kudos to them. I think I was falling right in line. I was going to say a 2.7 as well.
Okay.
That's a very good, very good beer.
It's definitely better than I thought. Now, you said you had some more info on the guy on the can.
Yeah, so what it says is the legend. In 1878, cattle kingpin Prince Olive and his posse made their way from Texas into the Sandhills. The Olive gang ran folks off their farm far and wide.
Okay.
Finally, two brave, unfortunate souls stood up to the outlaw and were set ablaze in what folks now call Devil's Gap. A short time later, the kingpin came up against a gun quicker than his and died in a blaze as well. A blaze of gunfire.
Oh.
So I think that's where
the guy on the can is that legend. Okay. Yes. Well, that's cool. I mean, there's a backstory. That's neat.
Right. I mean,
a lot of artwork, you don't get that, you know?
Right. And it's cool then that they can tie into their brewery with, some local folklore from their area.
Yep.
And spreading that throughout the country. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, that's neat. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So, while you get the next one ready.
Yeah. So the next, you have questions.
I got a couple for you.
All righty.
I know you like a lot of trivia. In the sequencing of, when states actually came into the Union, what number is Nebraska?
I'm 27.
Oh, so close. 37.
Oh.
One number off.
One number off. Just the big number.
Right.
Dang it.
Plus, you're doing better than I thought. I was like, wow, are you boning up on your questions?
No, I'm just getting lucky on some guesses. That one wasn't very lucky, though. I was too far off.
Since we are talking about craft beer, how should you store your craft beer?
How should you store it?
Yes.
Well, I store mine in my basement where it's cooler, and then when I get ready, then we put it in the fridge. And not in direct sunlight.
Right, so keeping it out of direct sunlight.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's one.
Yep.
Okay. Did the cooler thing not so much? Didn't really matter.
So the tie-in is room temperature.
Okay. So yeah, it's
Yeah. So
okay.
What's the last one? How do you have them now?
Sitting out.
No, upright.
Oh, upright. Oh, okay.
They said keep them upright.
Okay. Well, I guess that makes
Nothing tricky. Just
that's different.
so hopefully, if you have a bunch of craft beer out there and you don't have a space in your fridge and you got a place in your basement.
Yep, I've got them in boxes that are just standing upright, and in the boxes, and then I got them down there. All right, so I'm doing everything right. Good.
You're right on, spot on.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So what do we got next?
Well, the next one we have, Jim, is a variant of the last one that we just had.
Okay.
So this is again by Kinkaider, and this is their Devil's Gap Raspberry.
Raspberry.
Yep, 5% ABV and 7 IBUs. So
lower IBUs.
Lower IBUs, which the last one I didn't taste any IBUs anyway.
No, there was no hoppiness or bitterness.
On the can, it has sweet and heat. Our best-selling Jalapeno, as you said, ale with crushed raspberries for a subtle, sweet, and spicy flavor.
Wow.
So I wonder, do you think this is going to be red, a reddish tinge, or will it be...
I'm guessing yes. That's my guess.
Okay, I'm going to say no, but I'll probably be wrong. So we'll see.
A light red.
A light, yeah. It's not going to be...
It's not going to be like pouring out ketchup.
Not a little bit, I guess. It's a little, maybe a little darker than the first one.
I think it's closer to you saying no than it is to me saying...
I think so.
When you look at a distance, it does have a little bit of a reddish...
It's a little different color than the first one, but not much.
No, not a lot.
Boy, you can smell raspberry. Wow.
And the kind of the...
And the jalapeno.
Yep, both, which is...
Boy, that's almost a confusing smell, isn't it?
I don't think I've smelled anything like that.
You can smell both of them.
Right.
And distinctly.
Very distinctly.
Wow. Well, here goes nothing.
Wow, that's different.
Different. Neither of them are overpowering. Again, I think you get about the same heat as the first one.
Yep.
And the raspberry, you get kind of a faint raspberry flavor. It's not way too much.
No, I get the tartness of the raspberry.
Yes.
On the finish.
Yep. That's different.
It's not bad.
No, I think either one of these I could definitely drink.
I guess I was maybe
not a 6-pack.
Oh, right. I was kind of maybe expecting a little more sweetness. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, because I've had raspberries, just the fruit itself.
Right. And we've had a lot of raspberry beers, and they're usually very sweet.
Right. This is definitely not sweet, but it's not bad.
No.
I mean, if somebody's scared about drinking a beer with a jalapeno, this would probably be the next step in that, because this is not over the top jalapeno. The raspberries really cut down on compared to that first one.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, when I smelled it, first thing I smelled was the raspberry. And I thought, it's going to be really fruity. Yes. But it's not.
Definitely, again, not bad. I guess for me, it's just that tartness.
Right.
Just a little bit, maybe for me, just a little bit too much. Not seeing it's bad. Just if they could tone that a little down, just a crack. I don't know. But I don't know how you, turn the knob.
Yeah, right.
How do
you
I
put
turn
one less raspberry in or what, Interesting. I was worried about these two.
Yeah,
because I thought they were going to be burn your guts out hot, and they're not bad.
So we've had 3 spicy ones now.
Yeah, and they're all okay, I mean, definitely not. We've had worse, so.
Yes, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I think I'm going to go, I do like the first one first. I'm going to give this a 2.6.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, exact same. I was going to say just a tick lower. I do like the raspberry, little addition of the raspberry. It does add that tartness. Maybe, they're on that line, because I think if they'd have put a little bit more in, then I'd have been complaining they put too much in.
Yes.
But it's a very interesting, it reminds me a little bit of having like a jalapeno popper with like that whatever, like the sweet, whatever, that sauce I'm talking about.
You mean that jam, like that?
Well, you can use
jam.
Yeah. It reminds me of that, but with like strawberry jam, of course.
Right.
But there's some sauce that's out there that's like almost like a sweet sauce or whatever that's red.
Okay.
And I think that's strawberry. And it's kind of vaguely reminds me of that combination a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely good. I mean, kudos to them. I think they got something good going there.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Because you don't find those around here.
And the fact that that's their best seller. Now I understand, I guess, why it's their best seller. I never would have guessed, like I said earlier, that a jalapeno ale would have been a brewery's top seller. But those are good. I can understand why.
Yeah, I mean, that's really good.
Yep.
All right. we're getting downer on questions.
Yeah,
How
on
many
beers,
we got
too.
left?
We got 2 beers left.
2 beers.
Yep.
All right. Let's see here what kind of easy question I can bring up for you. Since your glass there, if you hold it up so that listeners can see it,
There you go.
it's empty.
Oh, yeah.
What is the fear of having an empty glass called?
I know you've asked me this before. It's a super long name, I believe in, and I don't remember. I made some goofy remark like thirstophobia or empty glassophobia, something like that. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's
So you did get the phobia right.
Oh yeah.
So it's xenosilicatophobia. Just remember that now.
Oh yeah, yep.
The fear of having an empty glass.
An empty glass. That's a serious condition.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm just saying.
Have you noticed that our glasses are empty?
And you look kind of fearful.
Yes. So what do we got? What is next then?
Well, the next one we have is actually 6%.
Oh, we're stepping it up.
Yep, just a little bit. And this is by Zipline Brewing, and they're in Lincoln, Nebraska, as well. Oh, the spicy pickle was the same one. And this is their oatmeal porter.
Okay. Does it have a fancy name?
Nope. Zipline Brewing and oatmeal porter.
So we don't have
a fancy like Devil's Gap or anything
None
like
of that?
that. This is just
straight beer.
straight to the point.
All right.
And it says all the dark chocolate and coffee notes you expect from a porter with locally sourced rolled oats, delivering an uncommonly silk smooth finish.
Nice.
So this should be. It's been a while since we've had just an oatmeal. I guess this is a porter, but
yes,
an oatmeal porter, or even just an oatmeal stout. Because of course, it's been our barrel-aged marathon.
Oh, look at that. That's dark.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is our only dark beer for this episode.
I would guess.
Yeah, because the last one's an IPA.
The last one's an IPA, and if that one's dark, there may be an issue. So
even the head on this is kind of a dark brownish.
That smells like a porter.
Yes, it does.
For sure.
Well, that's definitely a porter.
Definitely a porter. That's not bad.
It's smooth.
Yeah.
It really, to me, it kind of helps my throat right now.
Gets rid of that.
From the peppers. So
Yeah.
But that's not bad. I mean, that's really good.
That tastes just like a very solid porter. I mean, just, in being oatmeal, sometimes I think that does smooth stuff out a little bit. I like it. I think this is a good example of an oatmeal porter.
Yeah, it's not bitter. Like some porters are a little bit bitter with their malts. This is really smooth. I don't know if it's the oatmeal part of it, but it's really helped it.
Very good. I like that. They did a good job on that.
Yeah, that's maybe not the best porter, but it's up there.
Oh, yeah. Right.
It's up there.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's, oh my gosh, that's the best porter I've ever had, but it's the best porter we had today. Oh, wait, it's the only porter we had today. But no, this is good. I like it. I think they did a really good job.
But again, I don't really know all the things that are in it. I couldn't find a lot.
Right. Yeah, that's the one thing I noticed too.
All it is chocolate, coffee notes, and rolled oats.
Yeah.
Is that all of it? Or, I mean...
I definitely get you can get that malty, the oat type flavor. Coffee, I guess, kind of. Chocolate, kind of.
Yeah. Very minor amounts.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think this is a good example. If you've never had a porter, try it.
Yeah.
Because, this is very good flavor.
It won't scare you away. I mean, the finish is smooth. It doesn't linger. It doesn't have a bad aftertaste.
Yep. You're exactly right.
I mean, you definitely drink a can of this.
Oh, yeah. I could probably drink a couple of them.
Yeah, because it's only 6% as well, so it's shouldn't scare anybody away.
No. Yeah, I like that. I think that's a pretty good beer.
What do you think?
Score-wise, I think I'll go a 2.8. I'll do that. Yeah, because I think so far, this would be the first one that I would say, I'll have a couple of them that we've had so far. Because like the jalapeno ones, I think after a full can of it, I'd probably get tired of the pepper a little bit.
Right.
But this was good. I like it.
And you got the exact score. I was going to say a 2.8 as well. I same with you. I like this one just a touch better than the jalapeno ones. Yep. But it's a really good representation of a porter. Really
I agree. I think Zipline did a really good job. So if you get a chance, you got to try that one for sure.
Yes.
Very smooth. I like it. So we got one beer left there, Jim.
I got one
more question
for you, I think.
Okay.
Well, maybe if you get this one right, then it's 2 questions.
Okay.
All right. So which country in the world produces the largest quantity of hops?
Which country? Oh boy. I think I know.
Okay.
It just popped in my head. New Zealand.
Close. You were really close. It's not Australia though.
What is it?
Germany.
Oh man. I was way off. So what was the second part of that question if I'd have got it right? Wow. For whatever reason I thought we had talked about that one time and it was New Zealand, but I guess not.
So your second question is, where did the term rule of thumb originate?
Rule of thumb?
Yes.
In Germany at the hop farm, they had to measure the hop plant. If it was as big as your thumb, then you could pick it.
Close. You were really close.
Was I?
Yeah. So it's from brewers who would stick their thumb into the mix to see when the temperature is right to add yeast.
I wasn't even close.
Oh, I'm trying to make you feel good.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Did that help?
Yeah. So they'd put their thumb in the when it was cooking.
Right, to see what the right
see if it was.
temperature.
Interesting.
See,
I will guarantee my brother's probably going, how did you not know that? I'm like, I don't know.
see, no. So next time you have all this
Now I'm
wealth
upset.
of knowledge.
Yes.
All right. So we're on to the last one.
All right, so we're on to the last one. And this one is from Bottle Rocket Brewing in Seward, Nebraska. And I don't know where Seward is
Got
either.
nothing.
This is their Juicy Burst IPA. And this one is 6.5% ABV, 68 IBUs.
That's possible being bitter.
Okay, let's see. So on the can, they've got, so they got some other information, a little bit of information about the brewery.
Oh.
A little bit. Come visit us in the 4th of July city.
Okay.
Bottle Rocket Brewing. Okay, makes sense.
Yep.
We are located in Seward, Nebraska, a town nationally recognized for its 4th of July celebrations.
Oh.
This hazy IPA is bursting with juicy hop flavors and aromas. Hops added to the whirlpool and fermenter produces an array of citrusy flavors, including peach, melon, apricot, orange, and mango.
Wow.
The combination of the malts with addition of oats also adds a soft mouthfeel. What scares me is when people list all these different things, a lot of times we don't pick any of them up.
Right.
So,
And I will say on the website, it's like all red, white, and blue.
really?
Yeah, it's all
So it's kinda
like
cool.
patriotic.
Okay, that's cool. I like that.
So I did not know all the background to that though. Oh, she's got some
He's a little foamy.
little.
I'm going to try and
Did you
pour
shake
yours.
it up?
I'm going to try and pour yours a little better than I did mine.
You didn't shake them, did you?
No, I sure didn't think so.
Wow.
Definitely has some head on it, though.
There's some froth in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to see if I can get some more beer in mine.
I can smell some hops.
Oh, yeah. So 68. But it's a juicy
Right, so
IPA, it shouldn't be real hot
bitter
bite to it.
Right.
So, well, if I can wade through the foam here,
All right. That's not bad.
it's not bad. It's definitely not a bite to it.
68, in my opinion, is high.
Right. Oh, yeah. What it tastes like? You mean,
Yeah.
I don't think, it doesn't taste like it's that high.
No, that if people read those numbers and try to hold the beer to it, they're going to get scared and think, "Oh, this is going to be bitter." That's not bitter.
No,
I mean, it's just like a juicy IPA should be.
Oh, yeah. Yep. You're 100% right there. I'm trying to pick up what were the fruits?
I can taste citrus stuff,
Peach, melon, apricot, orange, and mango.
but that's a lot of fruit.
There's a lot of that's a lot of fruit, and it's hard to.
So, are you saying that I could have this in the morning for breakfast and
I think so.
and get your all the fruit that you need for the day?
Well, you may need. Well, we'd have to see how much fruit is in there to see if it reaches 100% of what
Okay.
you're supposed to have. You may have to have a couple.
Oh, before
You
work,
never know,
before
yeah.
you go to work.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. You may have an early day, depending on where you're working, but
But if you have a nap, you'll sleep good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is not bad.
Not bad.
It's just like you said, I don't pick up each of the individual fruits.
No.
The citrus flavor, but I can't differentiate
Yeah.
all the different fruits.
When you said you can taste like a lot of citrus or type, I taste that, but
Right.
like you said, I can't pick out the individual.
Right.
So it's.
But I mean, and as an IPA, I mean, it's even hard. I mean, the IPA part for me is the aroma.
Yep.
Other than that, I don't think it's that. It's not bitter.
Mm-mm.
It's not hoppy. There's no grapefruit flavor. So I mean, for like a juicy IPA, I think it falls right in line with those.
Yep. I agree. Score wise, I'm going to 2.5. I think it's just kind of average for a juicy IPA.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was going to hit that same score. I think unable to pick up each of those flavors. It's not bad. I just can't tell you what each flavor is.
Yeah. And like I said, it just reminds me of your normal juicy IPA where you don't get that hot bite at all. And they're a little sweeter
Yes.
typically. And this one, like I said, you can tell there's some kind of fruit in it, but I just can't distinguish them.
Right.
None of them stand out, which is probably good, but I'm sure some people probably will taste them and be like, hey, I can definitely taste this or that. I just think they all kind of meld together.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not a bad flavor. It's just, I think we always talk about do you need to put all the fruit in there then if you can't pick out each one?
Right. Yep. I agree. Well, cool.
So Nebraska's not bad.
No. Yeah. I mean, for the small sampling that we got, and like I said, these were definitely all across the board.
Yes.
And my wife actually went into, I think she said it was like a Hy-Vee or something,
Okay.
a local grocery store at the town that she was in. And this was all in their build your own 6-pack.
Oh, nice. That's not bad.
Basically, she called and was asking me, have you ever had this? Have you had this? And I'm like, no, and there's a few other ones that she had picked up, but it didn't sound, kind of, Some of these I thought, like the jalapeno, well, got to try it,
Yes.
and if you're going to get the one, you might as well get the raspberry one,
Right.
And she did say, yeah, she goes, I looked and there's no barrel aged stuff or anything like that there.
Right.
At least in the build your own 6-pack, you know. And I was like, okay, no problem. So these, like I said, were really all different styles, 4 different breweries, but I think they showed that they know what they're doing.
Yep.
And some of them surprised me. I mean, my number one, well, I guess both of ours was the porter.
Yep.
I thought that was very well done. I did really enjoy the jalapeno. That surprised me, and the raspberry one, they're neck and neck.
Right.
I thought they did a really good job. The other ones were all very good. I mean, none of them were terrible by any means. I would say on these, anybody could try. If you have never had a craft beer before, you could have tried any of these.
Yes, I believe so.
So I think they showed that there's breweries all across the United States, which we have known for a long time, that they all know what they're doing. But like I said, I do enjoy trying some of them from different areas that we've never had a beer from before, just to see, do they know what they're doing or not?
Right.
And yeah, all these places know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. I mean, this is a good cross section of different breweries from Nebraska, different cities, different breweries, different styles. So, I mean, we can definitely say that we're not like honed in on one, like barrel aged or anything like that. So I think, it's got to be interesting too, where you're in the middle of the United States, but you're getting a lot of these fruits and vegetables that may not be from your state. So you're getting some good quality materials to make their beer too.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, that's kudos to them. They're doing a good job. All of them, I mean, like you mentioned, are right in line. I mean, all our scores are really close together.
Right.
I mean, nothing is way really good or nothing's really bad.
Yep.
They're all in the middle, and I think, which then, like you hit on, just about any, whether you're a novice or an experienced craft drinker, you could try any one of these and not get scared away and not going away like, oh, I should have never tried that.
Right.
These are all good.
They're all solid examples.
Yes.
Yep. Awesome. Well, cool, man. Thanks for agreeing to take this quote unquote trip to Nebraska.
Yes.
With me.
And it was a lot less driving time.
A lot shorter than you thought.
Yeah. I thought we were going to be in the car for a long time.
Right.
And then trying to drive right back after having a 6-pack.
Yeah. No, I like the way we did it. So.
All right. Well,
awesome.
Next time you can bring me along anytime.
There you go. We will do that. Awesome. Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening, and hopefully you'll get a chance to try any one of these breweries from Nebraska, because they are definitely worth your time. And like we always say, we hope your campfire's always warm.
And your beers are always cold.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untappd, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.